Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 11th episode of the second season of Gotoubun no Hanayome. And last episode was setting up for our Sisters' War, and episode 11, which is this one, and presumably the next episode are going to be the two parts to that two-part Sisters' War arc, which should be pretty exciting. I imagine we'll have weapons like blades and swords and axes and shields, and just blood will splatter everywhere, and then whoever's left alive gets Futaro. I think that's kind of what they mean. So let's get into it and see the carnage unfold. So 3, 2, 1, play. Is that it? No, that's just Yotsuba. False alarm. a little bit panicky there. Oh yeah, Skull Trip. That's a thing. Yeah, that's a thing too. I was almost expecting the opening in there. Yes, we do. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know if that's true. Oh. Well, I don't know if that's universally true. I didn't know you were standing there. This is kind of awkward. Well, yeah. It's sorry. Good idea. Sister stalking time. Thank you for letting me know that. Whew, some spicy stuff. Is it? I mean, I'm not an expert on the subject. I'll take your word for it. We do now. I mean, you would think. It's not a word. Yeah, they have their own world of things going on. Right, I agree. He's always like that. Shush, your secrets. You didn't. Oh, we're bringing that up here. Well, yeah. I mean, I think somebody has a picture. She actually is pretty smart. Does that name ring a bell to you, Yotsuba? Oh, Shimai. You know, that actually kind of sounds like Shimai now that I think about it. You know, Shimai is in sister. I mean, it's pretty clear. Yeah, I guess we're just not getting an opening this episode. Fair enough. Oh, this looks oddly familiar. Playing on the train ride over. I'm pretty sure we got a flashback like that. I vaguely remember it. The Futano flashback. Me too. Well, I mean, that sounds good to me. I know what I would choose. Yeah, it just became something much more. What if everything is valuable to me? Even picture taking really is similar. Definitely heard a camera shutter from someone. Always the sparkles. Wonder if he's a vampire. Of course, our Jojo Summon Girl says that. It's almost like she has something on her mind. Something unique to her. Sister Wars. No, Sisters War. I misplaced the S. Ooh, yeah. Thank you, I forgot what those things were called, but yes, the Tori. That kind of hurt to read that word. Stairs are the worst. I would love to visit Kyoto someday. Well said. These sisters know each other well. Just not used to her calling him that. Sounds like a plan. But, I mean, she has food though, right? That's, yeah. It's hard to bring this up. Oh, wow. So she was a winner. I was about to say, I think she can. Are you questioning the king's orders? I sure hope you're not. You know, it's kind of like a visual novel branching routes for different girls. All leading to the protagonist. Probably a good idea. But I don't like the look on her face. Meanwhile, on the right side, Miku's just dying. Because she's with the energetic one. Perhaps you could carry Miku for a bit. You know, Princess Carrie. Or maybe at least just hold the headphones for her. That cuts down a little bit of weight. I hear a bit of a commotion. Oh, just like shopping, gotcha. I thought maybe there was a scene or something, but no. So you're just trying to shortcut it, as expected, of Ichika. Looks like she's kind of blowing into her ear almost. Okay, I see. Breaking out the headphones. She really hasn't been getting a lot of points with me this season lately. Because I mean, there's Miku over there that's really makes you want to support her, and then there's Ichiko over here, not so much. There are two Mikus. How could this be? Which is the real one? Asking the important questions. Pretending to be you to screw you over. You didn't hear anything. Just it was the wind. Don't worry about it. Oh, you dropped the food. That was. Yeah, you see that. Pretty clear what's going on. Yeah, you really don't need to take the blame for this, Yotsuba. The Sisters' War has begun. Yeah, I agree. I think that's the best use of your time. Ah, there it is again. What is the deal with that? Now I'm definitely curious. There's so many open seats. Why do you sit in the back? I heard nothing. I admit to nothing. I mean, nobody expected Futaro to show up right then. And also, yes, don't blame yourself for the Ichika stuff. Well, it's not exactly hard to figure out. Blushing. It's glad there's not like maximum level denseness. Yeah, a lot has happened. Oh wow, that's pretty. I really don't think it works that way. I mean, harem route. There's only so much happiness to go around. We taught it with the words of wisdom over here. You're sure of it. I don't know, because she's pretty attractive. Less so because she cut her hair, but still. Although I am somewhat getting used to the short hair. Don't know why that was funny, but dude, men don't need to go to the bathroom together to calm down, man. Yeah, I wish Yotsuba would understand. That's at least a fourth time. But this wouldn't be a good spot for a sneak photographer, because I don't think anyone's really around right now. Oh, well, that's not subtle at all. Uh, okay, I mean, can we just, like, rush over there and tackle the guy? Yeah, now that she's worried. Completely in sync, as expected of our quintuplets. So we're all pretty split up right now. What happened to your eyes, Itsuki? Are you okay, Itsuki? Just getting pressed right in there. Yeah, I was about to say, it wasn't Miku's voice. That was Yotsuba. Or, no, Nina. Names. I was like, that's not Miku's voice. I know, right? Okay. Wow. It's quite bold, Probably not. That face. That. Okay. We know where we stand. Yeah, you should get back out there, have fun at least, if nothing else. He already kind of knew. That's also not true. I still think you're top 2 out of the sisters. Would she do that? Our trip to Kyoto has been quite exciting so far. Yeah, Sisters War Part 2, just like I thought. Okay, where's my cursor? There it is. Okay, that was the 11th episode of the second season of the Gotoubun no Hanayome, right? And I mean, we're on a school trip now. We've been building up to it for a bit. Everyone's pretty excited about it for the most part. But of course, like I said, we had the whole Sisters War thing kind of in the background. Something that's obviously going to be a point of tension for sure. Because we have 5 girls, I mean, they all like Futaro. I mean, we can safely say that, right? Some are more obvious with their feelings than others. There's been various degrees, various levels of confession status, of knowing about their feeling status between the girls. Sometimes it's hard to keep all that straight, I'll be honest, but, you know, Miku, I think it became obvious that she liked Futaro fairly early on in the show, compared to a lot of the other girls. Nino was like the last one to come around, really, because she was obviously the most aggressive towards Futaro, she was the one that drugged him back in the day, right? And she very much was defending her family from the intrusion that is Futaro, saying how there's no room in there for him and stuff like that, that we eventually got past that. And she eventually fell in love as well, and actually did confess and got pretty bold at certain parts in the show, right? And in regards to, who do I want to talk about next? I mean, I just talked about Miku and Nino, right? So, I mean, Yotsuba's a pretty big one, because she obviously has a bit of a, what kind of complex would you call it? I don't know what the word for it would be, but kind of self-sacrificing in a sense, deliberately putting herself below her sisters because of that, the whole following her thing that was referenced in this episode, right? She's kind of putting herself in that position, that sort of self-sacrificing position, and nobody wants her to do that, right? So even though she obviously likes Futaro, she's not going to take any real initiative towards that because of that being a part of her character, right? And then we have Ichika, right? Ichika, she's been obviously in the background for quite a while for her own reasons, and has only recently kind of started to really actively pursue Futaro, but has done some pretty scummy things as a result, like imitating Miku and sabotaging her through that, which is really messed up. Like, I don't think anybody approves of those actions at all. Like, I think it's safe to say that Ichika is my least favorite Hanakana character in history. But Nino, we did a pretty good scene of Nino calling her out on that, right? Because we all compete for Futaro, somebody wins and everyone can accept that, move on, right? But when you do things like this, it's kind of hard to do that, right? And we all connected at the end there, right? We have this big old argument, and then Futaro kind of walks in on it too, hearing some of it, hearing the kind of talking about Miku's feelings, and then Miku runs away. She's all sad in her room, and just a lot's happening. And we have the secret photographer. I don't think we ever got a straight answer about what that was. I mean, I was a little confused though, because we had that shot in the hallway, right? We saw him, like, somebody hand, like, past the wall, getting a sneak shot, and got a hilarious image of everyone's face, just like big old wide eyes and stuff, right? And they freaked out by that. I thought it was a pretty straightforward thing that you would just quit very quickly before the person gets away, run around the corner and see who it was. But I guess we didn't do that, because we had the scream, and then we just saw Ichika and Futaro, right? But I don't think we ever pursued that. I guess they were just too busy hiding and stuff. And then immediately called Miku, because Miku actually answered, because Miku heard that scream and was probably very worried about her sisters, what could have happened. So it kind of worked out in that sense. And eventually became a pretty good strategy. But I don't think we got an answer on who the photographer was, right? I mean, it could have been any of the sisters, right? Because we saw everyone. Unless that was Ichika, but I don't know. I'm not going to worry about that too much right now, but it definitely was a bit of a focus in the episode. One thing I forgot to talk about, I don't know if I should talk about it at the beginning or not, because it all kind of connects. We had a scene with Yotsuba very early on, around the underwear scene thing. Because Yotsuba is kind of talking to Futaro, asking about what, if he's hiding something from her. And he does mention it. A girl he met in Kyoto by the name of Rena. We definitely had a notable reaction from Yotsuba here. I don't think I said anything, but at this moment I started to suspect that maybe it will be Yotsuba being the girl. I wasn't going to put much stock in that theory at this point, but there were definitely wheels turning in my head at this point though. And although I did kind of forget about it for the most of the episode, although once they straight up essentially said it at the end of the episode, a couple more connections have it in my head, especially when revealed that Itsuki apparently knows about the Yotsuba Rena Futaro thing. I want to go back to the part where she says that. Yeah, Itsuki is talking to Yotsuba here, and she says, you have to tell Uesugi-kun that you were the one who met him 6 years ago. Okay, so there's like a lot of stuff to say about this, right? So the show has kind of been trying to imply that it was Itsuki that was the one. They pushed it hard enough that I was kind of very, very prepared for some kind of reveal that wasn't the case, right? It was that level of obviousness, and so as a result, not too shocking that it would be Yotsuba. I mean, I was shocking that's her in particular because she's not one that I would have guessed, really. In that sense, it's surprising. And we had Itsuki acting a little bit weird in some of these scenes. I kind of want to rewatch the episode now that I know that for a fact that Yotsuba is the one, because Itsuki was acting weird. I just chalked it up to Itsuki being the one, right? But if it really is Itsuki in the position of trying to, her knowing about it is kind of a almost piggyback reveal. The fact that she knows about Yotsuba being the person, and as a result, she is kind of taking actions, I guess, to support that. Like, I guess. I don't know exactly what she's trying to do. Like, she obviously wants Yotsuba to tell him, so I guess she is supporting that relationship. Like, kind of pushing them together, I guess, is how you would take that. You know, she was the one that was talking about taking pictures and stuff together. And now that I know was kind of in a somewhat wingman-ish position, for lack of a better word, you know, that definitely makes that scene, a couple scenes like that now make more sense if I take it in that context. Some weird stuff that we got from Itsuki. But yeah, we did get some funny looks on Itsuki's face in this episode. You know, technically, it's possible that itself is a misdirect, because maybe when she says you should tell him, she means you should lie to him about it to misdirect him. He doesn't find out that it's me. That's probably not the case, but I'm just saying that's technically a possibility with the phrasing of it in the subs at least. But I mean, yeah, I mean, unless they're trying another like a double misdirect reveal thingy, then that confirms who it is right there. But yeah, Yotsuba is not one I would have guessed. Honestly, I would not have guessed that. I'm not sure if there were any hints in the show about that. If there were, I wouldn't remember them. Because I think the girls I were leaning towards most in that regard were either Itsuki or Nino. Well, Itsuki and Nino are probably my biggest suspects, with a little bit on Miku, because Miku felt like she got a decent amount of focus. But yeah, I would not have guessed Yotsuba. I would not have guessed that. So that is quite something. Not really sure what to say on it, really. I mean, Yotsuba is not my favorite of the group, but is also not my least favorite. Ichika made sure to claim that pretty hard this season, for sure. We got to see Nino pretending to be Miku, but like not for malicious purposes. So that's good to see. Because I noticed that the voice was not Miku. I wasn't sure whose it was. It kind of sounded like Yotsuba, but kind of didn't. But yeah, it was Nino. And of course, it wasn't Yotsuba. Yotsuba was somewhere else. So if I really thought about it long enough, I probably could have figured out it was Nino. But also led to a nice scene between Miku and Nino, where she just kind of mounts Nino. Nino mounts Miku on the bed. I just throughout the course of this, just kind of imagining someone walking in and just asking, "Hey guys, what's going on here? What did I miss?" I mean, I hope I'm not interrupting anything. I was kind of hoping that would happen, but unfortunately, it did not. But man, just the position that Nino was in, just damn. Even if Miku wasn't in the shot, that would have been a really good shot. But anyway, not too much to say on it beyond that. Just really the two of them getting their feelings across about the situation, and just trying to encourage her. Which is great to see. For sure. Yeah, which I really don't have much more to say on it than that, but I like this scene a lot, because it's the important thing. Also, we didn't get any response from Yotsuba after Itsuki said that to her, so we don't really know too much about what she thinks about the situation. Obviously, she's keeping it a secret because she hasn't mentioned it yet, really. So, I wonder how much there is to learn still about that situation. Because up until this point, we've only gotten Futaro's perspective on things, and what person's one personal perspective of something is always pretty much always flawed, right? So if we could get like Yotsuba's perspective on it, if she is indeed the real one, that could really help to clear up some stuff for sure. But now that I know who Yotsuba is the one, I definitely want to rewatch the season now, because some things probably will make more sense now. Some stuff that was initially taken as hints that Itsuki was the one probably makes sense in this context as well, as just trying to support Yotsuba and being aware of Yotsuba being the one. So, really recontextualizes a lot. Again, the photography, still don't have an answer to that. Not sure what that's about, really. Yeah, because the three sisters were all together, so it couldn't have been any of them, really. So I don't think it could be any of the sisters, and I don't know what other guess I could possibly have about... I mean, it could just be some random guy, you know, but I just kept imagining it being someone we know, with a scene of them pointing at him, being like, "What? Why would you do such a thing?" But I could just be wrong. That's just how my initial assumption. But it's obviously was brought up for some reason. I just wonder what it could be. I mean, 4 times. It happened at least 4 times. You wouldn't do that unless there were some meaning behind it, plot-wise. But I don't know. I don't know what that could be. Guess we'll find out. And that was the episode. I think that is just about everything I wanted to say on it. And next episode, we enter into part 2 of our Sisters' War. Hopefully by the end of this war, we can all shake hands and still be friends, because the bond of them as sisters has been brought up as a big thing, and we wouldn't want it to be ruined by anyone being especially underhanded, right? So hopefully we can end this whole war on a positive note. That is kind of what I'm hoping for. Really was amusing watching some of these girls attempt to climb the stairs. Some of them struggled more than others. But yeah, next episode, we'll see how things go. Until then, bye-bye. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.